Brianna. What's your name?
Emily.
Emily. Nice to meet you. So what are you kind of here for today?
I feel like I have a major problem with being on my phone too much.
What do you mean by that?
I find that like during social events, I tend to look at my phone more than I want. I feel like I'm on my iPad way too much, and I just feel like I have a lot of screen time, and I'd really like to change that and kind of just be more aware of my surroundings, and I don't like being on my phone as much as I am.
Do you find that it affects to your like day-to-day?
I do. I feel like when I'm in class, I tend to keep my phone right next to me, and I don't like having that feeling of being dependent on my phone. Not totally dependent, but just that I feel like I get distracted if it's not there, and I feel like I should be paying more attention to what's going on.
Okay, so are you telling me basically you kind of feel like you like rely on your phone more?
Yeah, more than, not to the point where I'm totally dependent on it, but I feel like that it's a common everyday occurrence where I feel like I've been on my phone way too much.
Okay, well, it's clear to me that you really do want to change this habit. Have you ever tried before to change this habit at all?
I have, and I've done a couple of things where I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I'm studying. I try not to look at my, like I said, during class, I try not to look at my phone. And I put it, like when I go to bed, I make sure it's not right next to me when I'm sleeping. Mm-hmm. So there are different things. I just feel like still during the day, I feel like I'm on my phone too much.
Do you feel like these are like good strategies? They've been working for you, or is it still?
I think so. Like, I didn't like where I got to the point where my phone was the first thing I looked at in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I've gotten to the point where when I get up, the first thing I do is go brush my teeth, and it's not my first thing that I think of because I can't see it because my phone notifications aren't going on.
Okay, that's really good though. So how? With you, if you change where it's like you have the less screen time, how do you think that's going to change your, like, impact your life day to day?
I think it'll help me in school because then I won't be so focused on my phone that I'll pay more attention to what's being said by the teacher or even engaging with my classmates more. I think at home, I think social media brings like a certain level of stress, unnecessary stress for me. And I think too, a lot of my friends I see every single day, so I don't need to necessarily be texting as much as I do. I do think, though, because I'm not from around here, so I talk to my mom a lot on the phone, but I think I'd like to keep that where, I talk to her in the morning, or if she calls, I can answer, but where I'm not just constantly like, oh, I need to call my mom. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll help my social environment and then also my stress levels, but I think it might also affect, how much I participate in school.
You think it'll allow you to be put yourself in more social situations more openly and more actively?
I think so. A lot of me and my friends, when we go out to dinner, it's like we've gotten to the point that phone thing, the first person to pick up their phone has to pay the bill. So it's fun. I don't like when I go out and a lot of people are on their phones. Like, we're here, let's be in the moment. Kind of thing.
That's actually a really good technique with the phones, like who pays first, because that's a good motivation. Not
exactly.
Your phone first.
I don't want to pay the bill.
So with this change, how important is it for you to feel like when you change like a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say like a 5 or 6 because I don't feel totally dependent on my phone, but I do feel like it needs to change.
Why is it not like a 3?
I would say just because I feel like I do spend so much time on my phone that I've noticed when I go home, sometimes my phone is still at 80-something%, and I feel proud of myself because that means I wasn't on it. But then there are days where it's at like 20, and I know I'm like, dang, I must have spent a lot of time on my phone.
Do you think this behavior has affected just you, or like your friends, your family?
I don't think it has gotten to the point where it's affected my external environment. And I don't want it to. I think that's why before it gets to that point, I want to change it to where it's not affecting my external, but it's also not affecting my internal.
Really amazing that you're willing to take this step before it affects your external environment, because you don't want it to continually get worse, and then you have a bigger issue to take hold of.
Exactly.
That's good. So, what are you filling your time with anything else, like the time that you would have spent on your phone? Anything?
I've definitely gotten to know my new roommate a lot better. Okay. I've gotten to know my classmates a lot better when I'm not on my phone. You pick up on little details when you're actually paying attention. So I've definitely found that I enjoy not being on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, with being from out of state, a lot of my friends aren't here, a lot of my family's not here.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use it as more of a tool instead of a necessity.
Well, that's a good word for it, a tool to basically to make sure you still have that support system back home and keep everyone updated on what you're doing.
Exactly.
So how, if you didn't change this behavior, what do you see could happen in the future if you didn't change it?
I think it can not necessarily lose friendships, but hinder friendships. Maybe get to the point where I become dependent too much on. I don't want to be dependent on social media. I don't want to feel like I have to look at it. But I feel like if I don't change it, it will get to that point where it's not healthy to be on your phone that much.
Do you find the social media adds a sense of stress to you when you do look at it? Or?
I do, yes.
So that leisure part of it has gone away and it's more stressful?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Is it just every social media, certain ones?
It's not necessarily like Snapchat, but I could see Facebook. You know, you always look at pictures and it's like, dang, I wish I was there. Just items. It adds a different level of almost stress and anxiety. That I don't
that homesick.
Exactly.
That homesick, so not being from here, like that homesick feeling of like, this is what I'm missing back at home and.
Exactly.
Okay, so have you expand? I want you to kind of expand. Like, do you think this issue had it start a while ago or recently? Like, have you noticed when
I've noticed it more when I moved here. Because when I was at home, everything I knew, it wasn't right where I was, but I had very easy access to it. You know, I hung out with my friends a lot. My family was right there. So when I moved here, it was a new environment, so it was more comfortable to stay at home and be on my phone.
So do you think your phone was almost like a comfort zone for you? Like being on it was you felt comfort of home?
I think so. Yeah, I would agree with that.
It was almost like a safety net. It was kind of okay, if I'm missing home, I can look at it and be like, okay, this is what someone was doing. Okay, that's good. You can also create that support system here.
Exactly. And that's why I do want to change that. So where I'm not dependent on something that I can't change, I can change more factors here.
Okay, that's really good, Emily.
Thank you, Brianna.